Hello, dear friends. What a blessing to be here with you today. Here we are for another study of one of the chapters of the book Courage by these several spirit authors through the mediumship of Francisco Xavier. What a blessing to be here. What joy to be with you every week. And what a blessing that we are able to count on the companionship of the higher spirits to start our morning. Today's chapter is titled As Much as You Can, and it's by the Spirit Emmanuel. So let's see what Emmanuel has for us today. He says, As much as you can, do not abandon your home, even when it seems to be a place of suffering and affliction. As much as you can, put up with the demanding and difficult wife, even when she seems to be an obstacle to your happiness. As much as you can, tolerate an indifferent or rude husband or partner, even when they seem to be adversaries to your best hopes. As much as you can, do not abandon the son who is uninterested in your good examples and advices, even when he shows ingratitude. As much as you can, be patient with a brother who has become blind and deaf to your most elevated examples of goodness, even when he is being completely enveloped by selfishness and vanity. As much as you can, put up with an unfair boss, a thoughtless friend, an unpleasant relative, or an unfriendly colleague, even when they mock your best aspirations. Impulsiveness only leads to senseless actions and endless complaints. Let us go forward, supported by tolerance. Because if we fail in fulfilling the task that the Lord has entrusted us today, we will have to return with even more difficulties with the necessary repetition tomorrow. Escapisms only complicate our problems rather than simplify them. Hence, let us improve ourselves, recognizing that the discipline precedes spontaneity. There is no perfection without improvement, just like there is not a purified metal without the action of fire. Education is a matter of effort with time and space. Moreover, the divine wisdom would never place us together without a reason, if only for the sake of rectification. Hence, so that we may learn to love. Therefore, let us love our crosses, no matter how heavy and difficult they might be, thus receiving from them the most valuable and beautiful lessons by the Spirit Emmanuel. What a blessing, friends. How many incarnate spirits on the earth are thinking about abandoning their homes because it's a place of suffering and affliction? How many more are having a hard time putting up with the demanding spouse, tolerating the indifferent or rude partner? How many are abandoning sons and daughters because they don't follow their examples or are ungrateful? How many of us are trying to be patient with our brothers and sisters who are blind and deaf to elevated examples of goodness? So when we're trying and they're incurring in error, how many of us are trying to and have to deal with unfair bosses, thoughtless friends, unpleasant relatives, or unfriendly colleagues who do not see eye to eye on our aspirations? And the word he used here is mock. How many of us deal with this when we declare that we are going to spend our time in the Spirit Center on the weekends, And people mock us because they think that the pleasures of this life are the only ones that we have to care for, right? They would rather be at the park, at the playground, at the swim, at the river, fishing, whatever the person does. So when we are aspiring to be better, we have those. And it says, as much as we can, we tolerate those who are around us, because he says, impulsiveness leads only to senseless actions and endless complaints. Nowadays, people are impulsive. We are constantly impulsively checking our devices. We're impulsively buying things, doing things because we are anxious about the future, unable to be present in the moment. Then we want to do, we want to do, and do. We're addicted to busyness, so that when we can't be with ourselves and enjoy our companionship, we have to do and do and do, because in truth we're afraid of dying and not having experiences, or curating our Instagram feed so that others can think that we have a great life. There's a lot of people being impulsive because they don't believe there is any other lives, even though we know in spiritism, based on the fact that we are immortal souls who reincarnate many times in this planet and others, that we have experienced many lifetimes, many births, many rebirths, many reincarnations, many deaths, and yet we don't remember. And then we think this is all that is. And we see all the suffering around us because, again, these devices allow us 24/7 instant access to what's going on around the world that we wouldn't know for weeks. And then we feel anxious because we can't do things. And then if tomorrow a flood can come and kill my family, or a fire, a volcano, a person who escaped jail, whatever is going on, I might as well enjoy today, because today is all I have, until impulsiveness. Others are dealing with escapism, meaning you want to escape from the situation. God put us together, and then we don't want to be with our families anymore. He says here something important. Escapism only complicate our problems rather than simplify. So when we move countries, when we move cities, jobs, profession, family, we go with us. So when we move thinking our problems will be solved, we find ourselves in a new city with our own minds and our own lives and the lives of others. He says, hence, let us improve ourselves, recognizing that discipline precedes spontaneity. People are like, oh, I just want to plan. I don't want to do whatever I want. We are rebellious on the earth. We can't teach the youth anymore that they can just be. It's okay to be quiet. It's okay to be paying attention to the spiritual center. It doesn't have to be all about fun, fun, fun. It's about discipline. I can be quiet. I can be with myself. I can wait for things. I can have plans. No, children do what feels good. Adults devise a plan. So we think spontaneity is much better than discipline. Now he's going to talk about education when we improve ourselves. Our education is a collection of habits. Education is a matter of effort within time and space. We do not improve to be a superior spirit without effort and repetition. Effort and repetition. Evolution in Two Worlds by André Luiz. The divine wisdom would never have placed us together without a reason. So wherever we are, that's where we need to be. And it's this month of September, if you're watching this live, this is very important because a lot of us are focusing on suicide prevention in our spiritual centers. And folks who come to us for fraternal counseling, for passes, might be suffering. They might considering that the suffering is so great. We need to ask them, are you considering suicide? God put you here to be with us. Stay with us. We'll help you. And you reach out and you find the resources they need. You take time from your own time and place and schedule to help folks so we can show that they matter. then they matter. So he says, moreover, the divine wisdom would never have placed us together without a reason, if only for the sake of rectification. Hence, so we may learn to love. That's what we come here to do, to improve our relationships and to learn to love. Therefore, let us love our crosses, no matter how heavy and difficult they might be, thus receiving from them the most valuable and beautiful lessons. Maybe the difficult family member, the difficult boss, the ungrateful colleague. Let us bear our crosses and follow the advice of Christ under the explanation and guidance of spirits such as Emmanuel in books such as Courage. We thank him, Emmanuel, and also Francisco Xavier, whose discipline and sacrifice and carrying his own cross has allowed us to be here today together. What a blessing, friends. I hope that next week I'll be back here with you, of course, as always, God willing. Until then, stay well, stay safe. I'll see you soon.